Hey guys, I'm coming to you again from the mountain space. I came here to have my own personal little climbing retreat, which is something I really love to do, and I just want to make a short video as I'm guided, as usual, as always, about our new life directions and our new guidance, because if you've seen my recent videos after my moving process, I was telling you all about how the self-time and reflection is needed because we're getting new information and new guidance about our new life path. It's like a lot of us have crossed over this bridge, this rainbow bridge, and it feels like right on the other side of life. You know, for me, it feels like before my movement, it's like a past life. It feels like an ancient time long ago, although it's not so far away into linear time, but it feels like it's no longer a part of me in such a huge way, and now I'm anchoring these new codes of awareness and I'm adjusting to completely new life. It's today I woke up and went to the mountains and was like this, you know, I didn't have to get up so early, didn't have to drive, you know, for an hour and a half, and it was just really nice. It was just really this pleasant feeling. And as I was walking, actually I wasn't walking, I was climbing. When I started climbing, all of a sudden, you know, there's this rush of ideas coming in, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, this is what I've been talking about, this rush of ideas, and us being really attentive to it. That's what we need, that reflection time right now. And I've always wanted to have like a personal Ascension group for a while now, and I was thinking to have it here, but since people are not so much open here, you know, it's kind of hard for a lot of us to connect with people locally. And you know, what would the odds be that you would have, like, for example, 10 people here who would be very devoted to their Ascension path? I mean, I can't even tell most people what I'm doing. It's just, sometimes they ask me and they kind of poke at me, and I just don't want to say it if I'm not guided to, because not everybody would understand. So my guidance that came through was to have like an Ascension group to work via sessions. It's not sessions, like, it's just, there would be weekly meetings online, like teleseminars, but not like I'm teaching anything. We would be gathering together in a sacred space, and I would be receiving, channeling new information, and each weekly I would be preparing, you know, Spirit would be preparing me as usual. It always does. And then, for example, every Sunday, this was just an idea, we would have in evenings, or, you know, this scheduled time, this mutual agreement in time, we'd have to set up, you know, a certain time frame, and then we would then work on this, because my desire is to work specifically with people who are very devoted to this path. And I feel that my life purpose is shifting. I mean, I'll still be doing online and general guidance for all and freely sharing what I'm guided to share, but I feel I'm shifting more to really working with those who are ready to anchor a new way of living. So higher dimensional life, not just talk about these certain topics that I've been addressing for 3 years now. I think this has moved past beyond this, you know, for a lot of us, not just me. And since I was always a guide, and I remember today I was climbing and I had this thought, and it was like really close to my heart, and I felt, wow, this is it, you know, aside from me doing mountain retreats, but this has to come a bit later, you know, because I'm just getting anchored in the space. I need to get, you know, acquainted with the surroundings and everything. I get the whole thing in my head. I need to, it's not a simple thing, you know, I don't want it to be wishy-washy, or I always, when I do things, they need to be of quality. I need to get direct guidance, you know, when you fully know exactly what you need to do. It has to be like straightforward. It was always in my life, you know, my path was always purposeful. Whatever I did, it needed to be, you see, mountain fogs, it's like unpredictable territories. Now it's sunny, now there's fogs. I hope you can see the mist, they're just like running around, and then you see our tall, the peak in the background, then you don't. So this is kind of like our life feels right now. We're getting new instructions, and now we see reflections of the new, and we feel, and then we don't. And when we don't, we need to go deeper within. We need to activate more of that. You see? Now you see it. And then it comes, you know, it just really comes. And what came forth for me today, I felt really excited about it. And I really want to work with a few people who are very much in alignment with their Ascension path, and who really want to devote themselves to this higher awareness, you know, not just like I work via personal Ascension messages and via sessions, which, you know, I'm not so much about mentoring that most people a lot of people is doing in coaching. I really want to work more like to have an Ascension group. It would be like a sacred space for people to commune and to actually connect with their higher self, because a lot of people are still referring to guidance via guides and angels and whatever. And I'm always about connecting to inner guidance. My life path was always about the higher self guidance. And this week I've seen a video from Be Divine, and she was mentioning this. She was saying that we need to shift at some point from angelic guidance, although, it's all nice and fine, to working with our higher self, because this is what we were meant to do anyway. This is who we are, just purely a column of light directly linked with spirit, or spirit self. And this was always my path, and it's how I operate. Sometimes I get certain glimpses, from my multidimensional family aspects, my soul family, but mostly this is it, this is the column, your ray of variation of creation that you're connected with, and then you're just drawing forth from your higher self. And a lot of people think that they are connected with that, but they're not. It's just this very refined energy, and it's very subtle, and it's inner knowingness that links you with this. And there are certain stages of initiations that you're going through. And I really felt this, and I was climbing, and I get this guidance, and I was quickly reminded of this paragraph in Salva Kelly's books, about Earth and Ascension and the new way of living. And he was mentioning that a lot of people who are, very highly evolved souls, he called them avatars, but I don't like this name so much because, there was a lot of manipulation coming through people who were claiming to be avatars, and I don't like this. I'm all about equality. There's just some beings who have evolved this higher awareness, and some beings who are still learning and getting there, and it's just how it is. It's natural, it's all about infinite expansion. So he mentioned that these higher evolved beings usually live in the mountain area. I'm like, oh my god, I just moved to the mountain area. I was so drawn because mountains represent this higher dimensional energy. Of course, they're like portals, they're gateways of light. Why do you think Mount Shasta is so, visited and so respected? And there's not just Mount Shasta, there's other mountains too. It's just that maybe it was more known because a lot of the American community is so open. It is really open and very advanced. There's a lot of Lemurians and Atlanteans there. So what I wanted to say is he mentioned that these people usually work with, they just have a few students, like people who want to get this higher guidance through, who are ready, and that they work with people, with certain people. And I'm thinking, wow, I feel this is how my life is shifting right now. And even people who would come to the retreats I would be holding, they would have to be really on this alignment, not just like this superficial retreat. It's really not what I want to do. And I want to focus always on anchoring and then embodying this higher dimensional energies, that we have higher dimensional energy embodied, so that we're actually stepping through, because there's an opening now, and we're stepping through. And I was just reading this in Dolores' books again yesterday, how a lot of us are constantly tuning in and tuning out from the fifth dimensional reality, fifth dimensional, higher dimensional Earth, which is kind of like in the new dimensional universe, whatever you might call it. And I want to focus on people who really want to check in and to be there and to reside there, and then assist others in their frequency when they're tuning in, when they're actually embodying this as well. So this is what I feel was one partial guidance coming through today. And I did hear like, October, not before. I still need September to activate, to get more directions. And I'm getting through this video to you because a lot of people, when they ask me in Ascension messages, ask me about their purpose. Or they categorize it as work and career. But let me tell you this, when you focus on, you say work and career, you're still in duality consciousness because you perceive it as something that's a part of you, and then you have your personal life, and you just fragment your reality. But in actual unity consciousness, it's all one, and your purpose is who you are, and whatever you do, it lies within that purpose, and it is that purpose. It resonates with the frequency of your soul. And when you're tuned to your soul and your higher self, linked through it, that actually links you to the spirit of all, to your I am presence, then you understand deeper. And what I want to say here, a lot of people, when they ask me this, and I tell them that if you focus only on work and career, you're getting too linear. You forget about the circulatory, actually spiral energy essence that you are. And the moment you do that, you might miss an opportunity because you're circulatory, you're spiraling, and you're not just like this linear point of, okay, work, career. And we have to stop doing this fragmentation, because it's the old energy, it's the old paradigm. In the new paradigm, we're all of it. You know, I have many multidimensional parts of me, and I embody all of them, and I strive to embody more and more of this higher dimensional light. So the reason why I'm guided to have like my personal group is to provide that sacred space for people who are also very much guided and want to be devoted to this path. Because if you're not devoted, then it's meaningless, you know. So I haven't yet received crystal clear guidance, but I did receive that. This is something I will be focusing on in the near future, aside from the gatherings. But this again, timing is not important right now. You know, when will I do this? You get a certain glimpse, and in the old, we were a lot linear, and you might think, oh, I need to do this now, I need to do this now, and you didn't yet get full instructions, and then you created something, and you weren't really creating it through the heart, it was the ego driving you, and now we're really going into this timeless essence, yes, like the mountains are, eternal, and you just really focus on every now moment. Something comes through, okay, not attached to it, receiving further guidance, anchoring further guidance, and you just trust that whatever you're receiving right now is meant to be as it is, and it's going to come through steps and layers as we're unveiling. You know, it's like this mist. Sometimes, I said, it's misty, and oh, I need to unveil more. Sometimes it's like, oh, crystal clear, I received guidance, but then there's more, and the mists come again and again. You know, it's like, this is how it is and how it feels. But also, in the Dolores books, they said, the super consciousness of certain individuals, it said that so many people ask, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? And not that it's not revealed because they're not to know, but in the new, when we're shifting dimensionally, it's not even important, because once you really shift in your energy, you shift in your overall field and you shift in your awareness. So that means you shift in your purpose, because you are your purpose. So they said, the moment that it will be clear to you, you'll just know. And it'll be without a doubt, and you'll just know it, because we'll be like stepping into it. Oh. So we don't need to over-obsess about it or over-analyze about it. It's coming, it's already on its way, and that's what we need. A lot of alone time to anchor this, to get new guidance and information about it. So this is it. This is just partial. I want to share also with you some of my mountain climbing routes, because these are all about a huge part of me. It's also part of my purpose. So do check that out as well if you're guided at the end of the video. I'm also sharing one I did like a while ago, but I forgot to post it. So I kind of like combined it all in one mix. So enjoy your shifts. Go slow. Take it one step at a time. Be aware that you're receiving in layers, not just that you're purifying in layers, but you're also receiving in layers. So it's all good. And it's all purposeful if you just hold that space and don't overrush things. They're coming. They're here. Take care. I love you lots. Bye-bye. Hey there, beautiful people. I want to show you today where I'm climbing on the wires, you see? Isn't it amazing? You must think I'm crazy, but it was so beautiful because it was a bit foggy in the middle ground. So when you get to the high grounds, to the highlands, it's crystal clear. Now the clouds are already dissipating, they're disintegrating, because I put an intent there so that when I'm going to be returning, it's going to be beautiful. And this video is all about climbing, you know, going beyond our comfort zone. It's not for everyone, because, you know, not everybody can see, like, ah! And there's still some snow there, if you can see. It's just, I know it's not for everyone. I mean, I know my mom would die. But it's just so beautiful, because the moment you get out of your comfort zone, it's just amazing. And one day my desire is really to guide people, but, you know, maybe not in the beginning to such high grounds. You know, even for me, when I began, this seemed like difficult. And now when they mark certain paths as difficult, they're not really difficult for me, because the only difficulty that ever is here truly is, you know, our fear. You know, it's like the heights, but it's all about the wires, you know. I even bought a belt this year before we moved, and I haven't even used it, because I want to be free. I just want to, you know, no self-preservance. Safety is within. There's a beautiful peak there. That's the other side of the mountains. These are not Julian Alps. These are called Karawanke, and this is one of the highest ones here in this region. And, you know, where I live is kind of like in that direction behind the rocks. And there to the south is where I used to live in the city. It's way back. So I'm gonna go back climbing here. This is the route. The sun is there. You can see it shining beautifully. It's a beautiful day. And I just wanted to show you that what sometimes for us seems like difficult, when we get to a certain stage, it's not difficult anymore because we've just, we transcended it. It's the same with the mountains. They teach you so much about this. What seems difficult at some time, when you see this view, you're like, it's crazy. But then the next time you go, it's like, feels like home. I said this to someone. I remember that when I go to the mountains become my stable ground. So it's no longer the lowlands, but then the mountains become my stability, my ground, the rocks. And this is how I view this. It continues to shift. So when we shift in awareness, it's the same thing. Something new becomes our steady ground. We stabilize ourselves somewhere else. But it's just beautiful. I have to tell you guys, when I wake up, it's sunny, and this region towards the south where I used to live, it's like, it's all cloudy and foggy. And here where I live, it's rarely foggy. And the fall season, I can't wait to experience it with all the beautiful leaves and the colors. No fog. I'm just really amazed because it's just gorgeous, and you can see these clouds. When you elevate yourself above these clouds, you're really on the top of the world. So yeah, just wanted to share this with you, and don't get scared. If you ever come to visit me, I won't take you this far. It's always going to be adjusted to your set of abilities and what you want to do, because it needs to bring you joy. If you're in fear, if it doesn't bring you joy, then it's not worth doing it. We need to go step by step, because a lot of people, when they go to the mountains, they overreact for the first time, and then the mountains become repulsive to them. All in general, so it's not really good. Step by step. Hey there, guys. Look at me mountaineering. I want to show you something because I took my short camping trip, and today's the first day that I went mountaineering again. You see these lovely paths down there and there, so cute. And this is where I was last time when I had the retreat. But I want to show you where I am now. Don't get scared. This is where I was climbing up and came here. You see the kind of wires you're climbing. There's people climbing there, and there's this top that it was last time, the cute one. It's like a very cute one. My hands are shaking from holding the wires. And there I was also, and been so many places. But this is just most amazing. And this route was quite difficult, actually. From one of those that I've climbed, I think this is one of the more difficult ones. People usually use the safety wires. See, this is how you're climbing. Up, you see people climbing there. Yeah. At first I didn't want to show you this, because then you'd say, oh my god, I'm never going to go to Polona's retreats. Look at when she's going to take us. Well, sorry guys, I wouldn't take you here. That's just for me. You gotta really love this. It has to be a part of you. No forcing it. You wouldn't force my mom here if you could pay her. So this is how it looks like, and the view is fantastic. So if you want to just see the view, you can go there. It's very easy, and you can still see the beautiful view. If you want to climb, if you want to meet isolated trees, this is the place to go. So I'm gonna go climbing now to reach my peak, and there's 3 of them, like the family of 3, so I'm gonna climb them today. Guys, wish me luck. I am a bit higher now. Yeah, this is you. Go away. Look, and it looks like this. So you can see. And there's my peak up there. And there's another one there. And I need to still conquer that one. One of the tallest ones. Yeah. And that one I did, I think. Yeah. Let's make a bit of a circle. Managed to stay alive here. I need to get to the top. Yeah, you just climb to that scree and the rocks. You use your hands. You use all of your body. And to me, it's just more natural than just walking, because your whole body is working, and I can be basically speed up. And I was faster than all of the guys that were coming before me, so yeah. Just hurrying, feeling oneness with the mountain. They're using all these tools, but I just am one. So I'm gonna go reach my peak now. See you there.